thanks so much for checking out Tea and Butty on YouTube. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.
Hello and welcome to the Tea and a Butty podcast with me, Dominic.
And me, Erica.
And on today's episode, in the new year, Happy New Year again.
Happy New Year again.
I think we can stop saying it now. So last time we'll say Happy New Year to you all. We're going to be talking about, the show You, which is a Netflix show about Psycho.
It started on
Lifetime, yeah, which we're going to be talking about more about the Lifetime movie channel. And the Hallmark movie channel, and how different they are.
Yes.
And how much of a cult following they have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because,
Well, I mean, these are just channels in America. But I think that you can find some of the...
You can find some of the Hallmark films on Netflix now, all over the world. Yeah, because I think Hallmark channel is something specific to America.
Mm-hmm. Well, Hallmark started off as a greeting card company.
Well, yeah, and it still is.
Yeah. Do they sell cards in Britain?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're pretty expensive.
Okay, yeah. So, they're...
Syrupy sweet cards,
yeah. They're one of the most famous greeting card companies. They also would sell, like, little keepsake ornaments and things like that. For several years now, they have had a network that shows... They have...
Hallmark Movies and Mysteries.
Yeah, that's a movie channel, but they also just have the regular Hallmark channel, which also has television shows. They have their own series.
Oh.
Yeah, Lori Loughlin was...
Aunt
Becky.
The tea garden.
Who was recently...
something tea garden mysteries
got in trouble.
Or something, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Jail time for Christmas,
no,
that kind of thing.
I think it's some kind of country something. I don't know. I don't really watch a lot of the Hallmark channel.
We have a listener who does, actually, I think.
We do, yeah.
We have a listener. She's a big Hallmark head.
Yeah, we see her Hallmark tweets very recently.
Yeah, the Hallmark films
very frequently on Twitter,
and she just loves Hallmark.
My sister-in-law is another big Hallmark fan, but so you have the Hallmark channel in America. That's syrupy sweet, as you said before.
Hallmark movies.
Yeah.
And mysteries.
Yeah. And then sort of the antithesis of that channel, which I think existed before the Hallmark channel. I can remember it going back farther than longer than the Hallmark channel anyway. In my house, I don't know if Hallmark existed in some other form, like on some other cable network, but I don't remember always having it. Whereas the Lifetime network we've had for years, like at least since the early 90s, if not longer than that.
Yeah.
And it's basically the exact opposite of the Hallmark
exact
channel.
opposite.
It doesn't have anything
Hallmark.
to do with greeting cards.
No. They might actually be owned by the same company.
I don't know, because you know the funny thing.
A lot of people say it's the same company, and they're just doing it.
Well, I don't know if they have anything to do with one another, but a lot of the same actors and actresses are in the same films. So on
Danica McCullough plays in Lifetime, and
So, before you go in depth, let me just say, Lifetime is the exact opposite of Hallmark Channel. It's mostly about murders and
crazy
just very crazy, psychotic stories that are and both channels are very like exaggerated forms of themselves.
Yes, exaggerated forms. Yeah. Yes, that's... I mean, with the Hallmark films, all of them are like syrupy sweet, feel-good romance novel style films, which take their cues from like the plots of It's a Wonderful Life and A Christmas Carol. Yeah. And their most popular films are the ones set at Christmas time, and they usually involve a monarchy theme. And they have mystery movies too. But they do, as you said, they prefer to use like a small pool of actresses as the lead role.
Yeah.
And Lacey Chabert, she's one who's
Chabert,
maybe, yeah. Mm-hmm. Lacey Chabert is one of them who's appeared in loads. You'll see her in all pretty like 18 or 20 of them.
She was in the television show Party of Five. I don't know if that came on in Britain.
I don't know. No, I'd never heard of it. I think she was in Mean Girls,
She was the young sister in that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think... Was she in Mean Girls?
I don't know. I think so. I think I saw that in her credits.
Okay.
I looked her up. Candace Cameron Bure.
Yeah.
Who was on Full House, which itself was like a Hallmark type television show. Danica McKellar from The Wonder Years, who was Winnie in The Wonder Years. Yeah. She makes frequent appearances in them. And of course, Lori Loughlin.
So the mysteries...
In Jail Time for Christmas.
oh my God. So the mysteries... portion or
Lori Loughlin was
branch of Hallmark.
No, Candace Cameron Bure is in that as like that. She's like something Tea Garden. I see
Tea Garden Mysteries.
The Tea Garden Mysteries. Yeah,
they're very like. Let me think.
They're like Poirot.
No, they're more like
Columbo.
They're not as intense even as Poirot or Columbo. No, the mysteries. Again, I'm saying this not having ever really sat down and watched them.
No, I mean, I don't think I've ever really seen one of them.
I think they're more
I've seen the Christmas films.
Jonathan Creek.
Oh, yeah.
Father Brown, much more
gentle.
light. Yes.
Gentle,
yes,
yeah.
Very gentle.
Sunday night jobs.
And I think they still have like a happy ending type. I don't think there's anything like, bad exists in Hallmark land.
Someone stole... something from the garage sale and we must find them. It's very much like that kind of thing,
Yes. Oh, someone stole the cookies from the bake sale.
The joke is with these movies, there's 100 movies and only one plot line.
Yeah.
And it's girl meets boy. They don't hit it off because one of them spilled coffee over the other one and they hope they never see each other again, but then girl finds out her new job is working with the guy, and then they find out their boss is evil because he wants to build a shopping mall and knock down a donut shop that Benjamin Franklin used to go to. And they end up quitting the job and fighting the company, and along the way they fall in love and live happily ever after, and the final scene is them in the donut shop eating donuts. The end. It's that kind of thing.
Yes.
Really.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they do like a countdown to Christmas.
I think that you just wrote a Hallmark.
That was a Hallmark film. They're all predictable. You know what's going to happen. That's why people watch them. You know where you are with them. Yeah. You don't want to get into something that's like, oh, this could have a plot twist at the end. Imagine Hallmark started doing that.
Everybody dies.
It's like, oh, that's terrible. Where's the happy ending in this?
No, it's very much something that you can put on the weekends when you're cleaning the house. Or, you're doing something else.
You don't have to pay too much attention to them to know what's going on in the plot. You know, it's like you could be cleaning the house and look up and go, oh, he's just met her right now. So, yeah.
If you're feeling...
they're falling in love with him. Oh, they don't like each other right now. Yes. They're pretending they don't anyway.
If you're feeling super depressed... you can put it on, and at least it'll make you laugh at how cheesy it is. Cheesy, yeah. At the very least.
I mean, typical titles of... and another plot line of Hallmark films is girl meets boy, and boy is pretending not to be a prince of Genovia or wherever he's from. It's like... yeah. Because it'll be some made-up place, the Duke of Castleberry or whatever, typical tides, A Royal Christmas. Yeah. Romance at Reindeer Lodge. They're very romance novelty titles. Yeah. A Princess for Christmas. That was with Roger Moore. A Christmas Melody with Mariah Carey. Do you remember that one? And The Most Wonderful Time of the Year with Henry Winkler.
So she'll get a job... as a nanny in a castle in some made-up land
and
somewhere.
She'll fall in love with the prince who's destined to be married to the evil princess.
No, he's really grumpy.
Birkenhausen.
And he just hates everything. And it's because, I don't know, his wife died, 10 years ago.
His wife died 10 years ago.
And he's just been miserable ever since then. And she's got to, teach the little girl how to build a snowman, and he just comes out and says, no, this is the way we do it. And then they fall in love while they're building a snowman with his daughter, And she melts
his frozen heart for Christmas. Yes, it's very, very, predictable and
Their
cheesy.
Their holiday movies are super, super popular, yeah.
They're super popular because that's when you kind of watch them, you know?
Yeah, that's the only time I can...
A Princess for Christmas.
That's the only time I can really stomach watching them, because you want a little bit of cheesiness at Christmas time, you know, so you don't mind it on. Plus, you've seen Home Alone a billion times. You've seen, you know, Elf and...
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, I've never seen... What is it? I've never seen A Christmas Melody before. Let me turn that on and see how that goes, you know?
Yeah.
And it's Christmas, like, oh, it's cheesy, but, you know, I'm baking cookies anyway. I'm not paying that much attention, so it's okay, you know?
Yes.
But they come on year round. I think they're quite popular around Valentine's Day also, obviously. And then...
Yeah.
And then in the summertime... They show Christmas movies again.
Christmas in July, they have this season of Christmas films.
Yes, because people cannot wait until Christmas. Oh, it's been too long since Christmas, and we need a little Christmas.
Need a little Christmas. Need a Merry Christmas.
Yes.
You know, but yes, Christmas in July is because they've got like 100 of these movies and they need to show them.
Yeah.
They've got like 200 movies that they cannot possibly show in their countdown to Christmas.
Yeah. Plus they put out new ones at Christmas time. So.
Yeah, I mean, they make new ones every year. They must be very easy to make. They must be like they're very formulaic.
God, the fake snow. I'm so sorry if you're listening and you love Hallmark and you feel like we're ripping it. I'm really not. I mean, I don't have
No, I mean, you know, they're kind of fun to watch and just kind of like make fun of, really, you know. They are though, you know, and people who love them make fun of them. I'm not talking like make fun of them in like you know, really rip them, you know.
The ones that are like supposed to be up in, I don't know where, somewhere that's covered in snow in the winter, you know, and it's just very much
Snowland.
It's very obvious that it's like sheets of cotton on tops of the bushes and everything, and it looks really horrible, and you're just like, oh God, this is so cringy.
And she drops her glove and he picks it up and everything's wonderful, you know. It's like, oh, I met this guy, but I don't like him.
Yes. I much prefer the Lifetime network.
Well, the Lifetime films,
yeah. If I'm going to watch a cheesy movie, I'd rather someone be
another cult following.
Screaming, chasing some woman, chasing some woman down the street with a knife, you know.
That, again, follows the 100 movies, one plot.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I mean... It's this time the plots are usually boy meets girl, boy falls in love with girl, finds out girl's a psycho, and she murders his entire family, and then she has a go at him, but is murdered by the guy's friend, who is usually a girl
who's figured it all out.
Who's figured it all out in the nick of time, and she hates the new girlfriend, and in the end they usually go and get donuts. And the guy seems unusually chipper for someone whose family was murdered by his crazy ex. At the end, they're all kind of like, yeah, that was close, wasn't it? Yeah, we almost died there, but you saved me, and I love you.
Yes.
And she's like, yeah, wait a minute, why aren't you depressed? Because she just murdered your whole family with a machine gun.
They do always end with like an outdoor barbecue, and the birds are really it's
only like a week later, 1 week later, you know, after the whole events, and they're just like, how you feeling? I'm feeling great. My family's dead.
Even though everyone I know has been killed by that psychopath.
And they never had life insurance, so, you know, I don't have any money, but here we are at a barbecue. I'm still here. We must be thankful for small mercies. and then it'll cut to like the grave of the psycho, and then, a hand comes out. It's some kind of like thing like that. Typical titles of that: My Crazy Ex.
Oh yeah.
I Dated a Psycho. Love You to Death.
And these are true titles.
These are
right?
true titles.
Yeah.
Granny's Home, which sounds even more ominous than the last three.
Oh no.
Death of a Cheerleader, which you were watching the other day.
Well, go ahead and continue.
And A Deadly Adoption, which is the one that Will Ferrell and Kristen Wiig were in.
Yeah.
Which was, everybody thought was a parody, and they said it wasn't, but it actually was.
Yeah.
They said, it was just
but it wasn't.
Take of the movies,
Yeah, because they play, Will Ferrell and Kristen Wiig obviously
they played it so comedic. Dead straight.
Yeah, they're comedic actors, and
big time stuff.
They did this Lifetime movie,
Deadly Adoption,
just like anybody else would do a Lifetime movie. They played it completely straight. But you're just watching them because they're two comedic actors.
And you're waiting for a punchline.
You're waiting for something just like over the top crazy to happen, which it's Lifetime, so it's going to anyway. But it's just like you're just kind of dying laughing the whole time because it's so bizarre. But really, if they were other actors, you'd be watching it like any other normal Lifetime movie and not laughing.
And you'd just be like, oh, what's going to happen? What's she going to do now? Oh, she's a bad one. But with them, they're comedic actors. And they did this to like, because it was like it was the 25th anniversary of Lifetime, I think, when they did it.
Apparently in Hollywood, like...
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. Like,
everybody
Hollywood
kind of wants
stars, yeah.
They want kind of like a gig on the Lifetime films.
Because it's been going a long time and it's very cultish.
It's a generic plot line, really, isn't it?
Well, that's what I was going to say.
It's a basic movie plot line.
Sometimes.
Same with Hallmark.
Sometimes on Lifetime, they'll do like biopics or they'll have like a based on true events. So you might see like the JonBenet Ramsey story. I don't know if we have British listeners. I don't know if you know the story of JonBenet Ramsey, but basically she was a little girl that ended up dead in her own home. Similar to the British Madeleine McCann case, only she was never, she didn't disappear. She was found dead, but in her own home, and it was a mystery as to what exactly happened. Anyway,
it never got resolved.
No. And so sometimes they'll do stories like that. They'll do maybe like the Elizabeth Taylor story, or things like that. Like they did one recently that was like. Joan Crawford and Betty Davis, like their kind of rivalry.
And they did that Liberace thing with Michael Douglas, I think, too, didn't they?
Oh, I don't remember.
Michael Douglas played Liberace or something?
Possibly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like the death of a cheerleader story, for instance, that may or may not, I can't remember, have been based on an actual cheerleader who
died, yeah.
Yeah, who died or... Yeah, whatever. But most of the time, they're just like over the top kind of.
They're over the top stories. Yeah, they're just like you're watching them, and it's just like she meets a girl, and it's usually the women who are the crazy ones in that. I mean,
they're thrillers.
They're thrillers. Yeah. It's usually like in like what was that thing where she bunny boiled? What was that movie? Indecent Exposure.
Indecent Exposure. I don't know. Yeah.
Indecent Exposure. What was it?
Indecent Proposal.
Indecent Proposal. That's the one. Indecent Exposure, Indecent Proposal. They're the same thing. Okay. Indecent Proposal, Disclosure. All that kind of Michael Douglas kind of thing.
Yeah.
Those early 90s Michael Douglas thrillers where
sometimes
the woman's in love with him and she's a psychopath.
Yeah. I remember there was one where this girl was like setting up accounts on dating apps and everything, and she was lying about everything, obviously, and she would just go out with these guys, and she was like really psychotic.
Kill them. That's the dating app killer.
That's the basic. Sometimes there's a guy that's a killer.
There's a guy that's a killer, like, boyfriend who's like, he's a psycho, but he killed his wife, he keeps her buried in this basement,
and
whatever.
Very occasionally they'll have like a serious topic, about something, just of a serious nature, just whatever. But for the most part, they're just over the
cheesy
top.
And over the top. Yeah, they're crazy.
Crazy thrillers. You watch them in the same way you watch the Hallmark movies. Like, they don't require a lot of attention. You can, like, clean out your closet while it's on and just kind of glance
trying to
up
work
at the
and,
TV.
I look over and see Erica just looking at it, and I'm like, and it's allowed to, and it's got to the part where, it's at the end where the woman's stabbing the other girl, or she's trying to kill her, and she's like,
comes up and shoots her in the back.
And shoots her, and she's like, ah, and she falls to her death from the second floor, It's like, ah, and then like a week later, everyone's fine,
Yes.
It's all cool. We got her in the end.
Yeah. But speaking of crazy men in the...
Crazy men!
On the Lifetime network. You know, because sometimes you can say it might be like, my stepdad's a psycho.
My stepdad's a psycho. My stepmom's a psycho.
The guy next door, or, you know. Yeah. Sometimes they're about women who steal babies. They're not, you know, it's just like... It's just crazy, yeah.
It's just crazy, yeah. I mean...
And they've been known for that forever. Like, and usually on a Saturday or a Sunday, way back when I was like, I don't know, 9, 10, something like that. I can remember my mom, like, getting engrossed in these movies because it would be like one right after the next.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, oh no, I have to stop this or I'm going to sit here all day. You know, it's like, oh no, that movie's over. I have to turn off the TV because if I start watching the next one, I will keep watching it because they're just very addictive. I don't know why.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe they are. You know, you've got to be
watched them with me.
I've watched them with you. Yeah, I mean, you have to be in that mindset to watch it, though.
Yeah, you do.
You have to be kind of like in that. I can't get off the seat, the sofa. I can't get off the. You know, I can't be bothered getting up. I can't bother changing the channel kind of mood. And so you're just watching these psycho movies, and then you know you maybe get over and flip to Hallmark, and it's like you get
sometimes
fall into a whole nother. Well, the acting is completely awful,
just terrible. Oh, and the funny thing about Lifetime is a lot of the times I'll have seen this actress and she's playing a complete psychopath and she's drugged everybody and killed them and whatever, and then I'll see a Hallmark movie that my sister-in-law's watching, and the same actress is like, oh, little Miss Princess, and she's so sweet, and everybody around her loves her, and I'm just like, she's not sweet, she's a psycho, she's gonna drug him, you know, like, get her out of there.
You're just waiting for it to happen. You're just waiting for that ultimate Hallmark Lifetime crossover, aren't you? You know, where everybody's watching a Hallmark film and it's just, oh, this is going to be predictable, and then suddenly, boom, you know, someone turns out to be a psycho. Or they all turn out to be nuts.
Yes.
You know? Which is kind of like what You was going to that. You know, like it started on Lifetime, and it quickly gained a cult following because it was better scripted than most of the Lifetime films. It wasn't like
the writing is actual writing.
The writing is actual writing, and you know the script is much better. The main character, Joe Goldberg, who's a New York bookseller and stalker extraordinaire. He, you know, it's like it's from his perspective where he's kind of fallen in love with you. Yeah. And it's called, you know, You. Yeah. Oh, hello, You.
Because he's narrating
you're buying that book, are you? Yeah, you know. It's that kind of like thing, you know. Mm-hmm. Oh, so you like that. And, you know,
it's sort of like his thought process,
his thought process of getting into these women.
Yeah.
And then becoming completely obsessed with them and having to know everything about them and knowing exactly where they are and what's going on. And, you know, just becoming like a really creepy stalker.
Yeah.
You know, looking them up online and whatever, you know.
So the way we found you, because I don't know. I mean, like I mentioned, I do watch...
I heard someone talking about it. We saw someone talking about it.
I do watch Lifetime from time to time, but I'm not an avid, like... I don't know every single movie or television show that comes on.
You can see my face now. She's like,
I don't have it on 24/7. So I think sometime last year, we put out on Twitter, people recommend us things to watch. We're in the mood to binge. I think it was like in the winter again. And, you know, we were just like, we need some new shows to binge. Like, we're bored with everything.
Binge.
And our Australian friend, a mutual friend of ours who is Australian, her name is Melissa. So shout out if she
hello, Melissa.
If she's listening to the podcast.
She loves it.
She recommended You. So I looked it up and found out that it was a Lifetime show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it started off on Lifetime, which we never saw it on Lifetime.
Bought it.
Yeah, it was hugely popular. Netflix picked it up, put it on Netflix. It became even more popular on there, and so Netflix was like, okay, this is now our show, and we're going to do a second series on Netflix.
Yeah. Which they just finished,
yeah. And so Dominic and I found it, binged it. It was great. It was so good.
Yeah, it was good.
It was really good. It was classic Lifetime, only much better.
Much better acted, much better scripted, you know?
Yeah, the dialogue, the writing was just so good.
I think I think what I liked about it is like it wasn't that predictable because, you know, at the end they're all going, You know, it's like without spoiling the endings for you, because if you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Yeah.
But I was just like, what's going to happen now?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's he going to do? Because he's kind of getting himself into these situations where is he a good person or is he a bad person? I mean, he's a bad person, yeah. Oh no, maybe he's just a bad person who does. He's a good person.
He's a bad person who doesn't want to be a bad person.
Yes.
Heart eyes emoji.
Oh yes, it's caused controversy because all the women were like, oh yeah, he could stalk me.
Yeah.
Stalk me anytime. And all the feminists are like, oh, what are you talking about? Get out of here.
The star
Call
of the
police.
show, I think his name is Penn Badgley.
Penn Badgley, yeah.
Yeah. He on Twitter is like, why do I keep getting, I keep getting messages and like tweets from people who are like, oh, you can stalk me anytime. Oh, she's stupid, blah, blah, blah. And he's just like, you're missing the point of the show.
Missing the point of the show, because if it was an actual man stalking you, you wouldn't like it.
Yeah, it's like, he's a psychopath. Like, what does it matter with you? But,
But it's just a show at the end of the day. I mean, a lot of these people are like, but there's a lot of people who are serious, like, oh yeah, let him stalk me anytime.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty...
And it's like, you get men saying that about a woman in Lifetime, like, it's a pretty girl or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
and it's just like, oh, sure. she can stalk me, and she can murder my family if all she wants. It's just like, God, it's just like, no, she can't. Stop it.
No, but that's kind of the genius of the show, though, that you do kind of like him. You don't hate him.
He's a relatable character.
He's relatable.
For every stalker out there,
He's very relatable.
Everybody is like, oh, this guy, that he's just glorifying stalking and what we do and all this kind of stuff, Stalkers out there, they don't like it.
No, but in regular Lifetime movies, the killer, the psychopath, whether she's male or female, whether they are male or female, they're very over the top psychopathic, and you're like, yeah, this person is clearly psychopathic. Like, how come nobody else can see that? Why are they all like,
hey, are you a psycho?
She's here like crazily stabbing her dresser over and over because she's having a psychotic fit, and everybody thinks she's great, In this show,
he doesn't do that. Yeah. Really. He just acts
He's very
normally.
Likable. Everybody kind of likes him for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah.
You like him. Even when he's saying kind of crazy things, you like him and you think, well, he's just doing that because he loves her or whatever.
He just loves her, bless his heart.
The second series, without spoiling it for you, because like Dominic said, if you haven't seen it, we do recommend it.
Recommending for you now.
The second series, he's not, I don't know, it's a bit more...
Lifetime-ish.
Yeah, not in that it's any worse.
Yeah.
I do think the first series was probably better maybe.
Yeah, in some aspects.
Yeah, but the second season does become a bit more Lifetime-ish, a bit more recognizable as something from the Lifetime Network, even though it's not on the Lifetime Network anymore. But yeah, that's all I'll say. I mean, it's very difficult to talk about something without ruining it.
Well, yes, I mean, that's why, we talked about Lifetime and Hallmark and stuff, But I think that's all we can say.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. It's probably a pretty good place to wrap it up. If you have not seen the show, and you do go check it out after you've listened to this podcast, let us know on social media what you think. Yeah,
let us know if you liked it.
You can DM us on Instagram or something like that, and let us know. We'll chat about it with you because
we just love chatting about things.
We
just love talking.
We get excited about shows that we're interested in, and it's definitely an interesting show. So
yep.
But yeah, as always, thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it. Obviously, if you weren't listening, we wouldn't do this. So thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening, everybody. Yes.
If you'd like to support us, there is no better way to support us than to share our podcast with everyone you know. Just recommend us. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Tell all your friends.
Tell all your friends.
And we'll talk to you next time.
We'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Bye.